Hey everyone, Doommaster1994 here. Today I'm going to review the NES version of Micro Machines. Now, before I start, just let me tell you that, not many people, have reviewed this game. Actually, I don't think anyone has. Probably someone has reviewed it on YouTube. But if they haven't, then there's no point in calling me a ripoff, because you're wasting your time. So, anyways, and also this one you'll see thousands of similarities to the Super Nintendo version, because the Super Nintendo version was a remake. So let's see what the NES version is like. Now at the start you'll see the Codemaster thing, which probably means they made this. So if you want to do championship mode, you select challenge. And then, here's the characters. The Super Nintendo version has more names for the characters, but don't matter. I picked Spider because he looks cool, looks like an agent. So, this time you press A to accelerate. Now, you see how I'm going faster than the cars? Well, guess what? Later in the game, the cars start to go much faster than you, and it makes the game very hard. Okay, so I won. So now I have 3 people I can pick to race with me. I'll pick Fat Ass Walter, Retard Dwayne, and Emo Joel. So, now you do Jeep racing. The breakfast bends. Now this one, you know, has a breakfast table theme. Now, the controls, actually, I think on this port are better than the Super Nintendo versions. The graphics are just as good though. I mean, the Super Nintendo had better graphics, but that's because it was, you know, made later and it was 16-bit. This was 8-bit. But the graphics are pretty good for an NES game. I mean, for NES, I would expect kind of worse graphics. And yeah, you see, you know, I'm going faster than these cars, but you're gonna see though later in the game that it'll get way harder. Just trust me, it will. And actually, I beat the Sandy Streets level. Walter's pissed off. So here is desktop drop-off. Now this is one that I kind of suck at. We use sports cars, I think, or whatever the game set we were using. They expect you to go through that binder, jump off from one desk to another. Now this is an actual track in real life. That would be sweet. I mean, all these tracks are pretty cool looking. Now here's a good tip, and I think I gave it out in my Super Nintendo version review. You press, you know, the accelerate button, then let go, press it, let go. That way you have enough reaction time to turn. Must not talk in class. Must not play this game in my house. Okay, now the game actually, I have to admit, it's not so bad. I mean, it's pretty cool, and I mean, and I'm sure people do respect this game out there, so I'm not gonna hate on this game. But the controls, you know, will get more sloppier and stuff later in the game, and that's what makes it lose as well. And not only that, but yeah, the cars go much faster than you. So, and there will be remakes of these levels too, like modified versions of these levels later in the game that are much harder. Like there's a pool table one, and then there's like a beach theme one. There's a garage themed one. But yeah, but anyways, you know, the game is not so bad. I mean, if you finish, you get continues, and you can get more continues by winning bonus races with the monster truck, which is kind of hard to do. Now, so now we're using warriors, which are just cars or old cars with spikes. So this is the garage themed one I was telling you about. Now these clear things that I'm on is glue, and the green shit is oil. Yeah, see, it's glue. But yeah, see, now the controls are getting even more crappier. They're getting sloppy and shit. And that's what starts to make you lose in the game. And the computer, and it's not fair because the computers seem to know the whole entire level and know when to slow down and shit. So you gotta be careful. So the oil slicks just make you slip, but the glue will slow you down. Now, I did not know glue was clear, although I think I know what kind of glue they're using, so yeah, I think they're, but I actually call this clear stuff Neosporin. That's what it looks like. So, I mean, the game's not so bad. I mean, it's decent, and I know I said the opposite pretty much in the Super Nintendo version, but that's because the game gets way harder and you know, later in the game. So, you know, to be honest, I don't think it's the worst game I've ever played, but you know, they could have improved. Walter's out. So now I'll pick Mike. Nerdy Mike. So this is that bonus race I was telling you about. So just watch how hard this is. You have to make it through these puddles of water, and if you fuck up, then you're pretty much fucked. Fuck. So we have to be real, but you can't be slow here. But you have to be, but you can't be, or else you're not gonna win. Even the slightest mistake, and see, I'm not even touching the rocks, and it's making me sit there. So this part pisses me off a lot. See what I mean, though? The game is just getting more harder, and you have to make your way across those rocks, or else you're fucked. See, I lost. My guy's like, okay. Okay, Sandy Straits. This is the one that was a bitch for me to do. So, and I'll just go through one lap because I don't have much time. But yeah, the controls on this port are much better than the Super Nintendo version. So, if you want an easier battle, go with this one. But if you're wanting better graphics, then pick the Super Nintendo version. Because see, in this level, unlike the Super Nintendo versions, the controls are pretty good. They're not all slippery and shit. So I actually like this version better than the Super Nintendo. For once, NES version of a game beats its better version. In other words, like the NES version is better than the Super Nintendo version for once. So that's it. Well, anyways, so you've seen the game. So yeah, like I said, like a little while before, if you want better controls, go with the NES version. If you want better graphics, get the Super Nintendo version. Now I give both ports, because I don't think I rated the Super Nintendo version, a 3 out of 5. They're pretty decent games, and I actually recommend buying them if you saw them. I mean, they're pretty fun. It's a pretty fun game. It's a good time killer. So, since I don't really have much to say, this is Doommaster1994 signing out. Peace.